They do surprise you this early in a game.
Here's York. Hollister has to lead the side of Saunders to give Manchester United a bit of depth in their defending there. El Barrett, who of course started in Manchester with Manchester City. Giggs for Hughes. Here's Owen. Now Lee Sharp. Sharp has suffered just a little lapse in confidence, really, in recent games. There's no lack of confidence for Villa here, through Parker in midfield and Staunton. And Staunton shoots, to the disappointment of Saunders, who was cutting in across the face of the penalty area from the Villa right, hoping for something slotted into his path.
And look at Dwight York at the top of the picture, how open he is as well for Saunders, just to slide for Staunton, just to slide the ball to. I think that's always a good thing if you have a shot at goal early in the game.
Villa's record here is awful. They've won only twice in 62 years. The last time, back in the early 80s, a couple of goals from Peter With. Here's Cantona. Oh, McGrath miscalculated. That doesn't happen too often. Owen. Villa had to turn, and the free kick given for United.
There's a lot of water put on the pitch all morning, and players are finding it a little bit difficult in the first 5 minutes to keep their footing.
Well, the noise coming from the Stretford end, who'll have a close view of this. And what a sweet sight it's been for the United players to have fans back in this part of the ground since they were readmitted. 11 games here, 11 wins for Manchester United. Owen has been excellent in these circumstances. Here he tries again, and he gets the whip and the dip, but not the direction.
Well, I think Mark Bosnich would have had a fair idea of the area that Dennis Irwin was trying to put this ball into.
Giggs. First real chase back for Small. And he's a dogged defender and natural in that respect. He's certainly got to be on his mettle this afternoon.
That's where Ryan Giggs will find he's met a match, certainly pace-wise, in Brian Small.
I'm sure Manchester United expected Small's selection, and they've virtually said, well, you're putting that out to try and stop Ryan Giggs, but we believe Giggs will hold the upper hand. There's been no switch so far to Giggs away from the right. Here's Parker. Here's quick throw. It's Cantona, well stopped by Bosnich. Was an instinctive parry from a typical shot of terrific technique from the Frenchman. Leclerc almost getting the break against Barrett, but the flag was up. But the first real save of the game is required for Aston Villa from Mark Bosnich, and he didn't fail them.
Well, we all know Cantona's quality in volleying the ball. Just pulls off Sean Teal there and makes a super contact with the ball.
Saunders. Bruce is the defender. Schmeichel comes, and Saunders doesn't score. They certainly claim, Villa, that it touched the goalkeeper and it should be a corner.
It did touch the goalkeeper. Peter Schmeichel saves this. There's no doubt in my mind about that. He gets a foot to it. But Dean Saunders, I don't think that's the area that I think he tries to look for, just wide of the centre-backs. He gets in there, he drives it, and you see Peter Schmeichel's left foot is the one that proves vital. You'll see it from this angle, I'm sure. Hits the target. There you see it. What an important touch that is from the goalkeeper.
Owen, Hughes, McGrath, former colleagues. Mark Hughes survivor from the time when Ron Atkinson was manager here.
That'll be a titanic battle if it continues like that. Mark Hughes and Paul McGrath.
Sharp. Here's Bruce. Giggs is coming to the centre, a clever header. And Sharp! Oh! 7 yards out. A lot to aim at. And he found very little.
Well, he's got to hit the target here. It was a magnificent move. Great set piece. Beautiful delivery. A magnificent diagonal run and knocked back from Giggs. Hughes causes a confusion. And I'll tell you what, Martin, there won't be many better chances than that. Just collects the top of the bar here. But he should be doing better than that from that range.
Cantona. Leclerc, Parker, a lot of space. Teal cut it out by the near post area. And now has to defend again. McGrath and Teal, Bruce and Pallister. Giants in terms of defensive pairings in the Premier League. United with the best goals against record in the country. Hughes and, well, there was room to run from Leclerc there because Small hadn't stepped up.
Well, that can be a problem, can't it, when somebody like Brian Small, who's come in and out of the team and is perhaps not tuned in to the other three back four members. It must have been about 10 yards deeper than anyone else in that situation.
York. And it's Ray Houghton, there's no flag, and he slid it wide, and Houghton following Saunders in getting clear in at Schmeichel and not collecting.
Well, normally Ray Houghton in this situation is so calm. The timing of the run's perfect. You see Steve Bruce is the one playing him onside there, but it's really a poor finish from a man of Ray Houghton's quality. But I can't believe I've seen as many chances this early on in the game. Two glorious chances, one from each side, and Ray Houghton should at least make Peter Schmeichel save the ball.
In association with Sega, the challenge for the FA Cup has hit fever pitch, and only Sky Sports brings you both FA Cup quarter-final replays live. Tuesday at 7, Sheffield United face Blackburn. A hard-fought draw in the quarter-final, now a game that one team must win. Then on Wednesday, after last week's thrilling 6-goal battle, Sheffield Wednesday face possible giant killers Derby County live at 7. Both great cup times, exclusively live this Tuesday and Wednesday, only on Sky Sports.
One building society that's helped more people with savings and mortgages than any other. And we can help you manage your day-to-day finances with credit cards, cash dispensers, convenient switch payments, and Maxim, a check account that can pay you regular interest. Why would you want to be with anyone else?
It happens to be true. I only want to be with, I only want to be with, I only want to be with.
Get a little extra help from the Halifax.
Mr. Taylor, look!
You wouldn't think they could get this into there, would you? Well, they do. Time after time.
Guinness Draft Bitter, far and away a better bitter. It was to be her first tour since the breakup of her marriage. Without her husband by her side, much was at stake for the Princess of Wales.
Both British royal watchers here and the Nepalese are describing this tour as an outstanding success.
Join Simon McCoy in Nepal with Diana, a princess on top of the world.
Have you enjoyed the trip, ma'am?
Yes, I have. Thank you very much.
Tonight at 6:30 on Sky News.
Sharp is in behind Barrett. And Bosnich. There wasn't much in it as Hughes came in.
Well, that's a much better cross from Lee Sharp, wasn't it? Made up his mind earlier, he was going to get his foot round this. Delivers into a great area. Mark Bosnich makes it look very easy.
How? Owen. McGrath, who is really a miracle man. There's no question of that after 6 knee operations. Richardson and Giggs showing appreciation in his own half of the pitch. And Schmeichel swept it upfield and Hughes is offside. Wasn't an easy pack pass for Schmeichel to deal with, but he coped very capably.
And I bet he was happy it arrived in the volley though, Mark. Had that just bounced about a yard or a couple of feet in front of him, I bet it would have made it a lot more difficult.
Parker, after some consistent work from York.
This game's got a zit about it, it really has already.
Cantona, McClare goes to the right. Cantona waits and passes perfectly. Brian McClare, tackled by Small. Aston Villa collectively turn to look at Alan Gunn. And the referee indicated for the game to go on that there's been no transgression.
Well, as you would expect, 34,000 people in this ground don't agree with the referee, and I'll be in the minority because I thought he made the right decision.
Houghton, here's Parker. Well, a flag's gone up there, and Gary Parker, I think understandably, is really perplexed by that. But let's look at the incident at the other end with Brian Small and his tackle.
Well, this is timely, this tackle. You can see the problem Small is. Cantona does brilliantly. McClare thinks he's in, but let's watch it carefully. Small's going after the ball. Well, does he get a foot round it, or does he take Brian McClare? I'm not so sure, having seen it again.
Well, Alan Gunn saw it once. Brian McClare, who with his Aston Villa connection would love to get a goal here. He's never scored against his old club.
There you see it again, Martin, and having seen it again, I do think there that Brian Small, looking at it, is lucky to get away with that tackle.
Mistake by Parker. Rolled into the feet of York by Small. Bruce trying to break it up. Still Villa. Only Saunders in the penalty area, though. They're trying to get in front of Pallister, and he did that. It needed the deftest of flicks.
Well, he was totally isolated on his own, wasn't he? Dean Saunders, the only Villa player in the box, but watch the way he makes up his mind early. He's attacking that near post, and it's a very difficult chance, and he does well to get anything on it at all.
Here's Houghton. They're very streetwise, if you like, in midfield. Aston Villa with Houghton and Parker, Richardson and Staunton. Around at the top level for a long time. Giggs with the ball at his feet, has the world at his feet. Still Giggs. And that was Brian McClare coming late on the scene, but almost lethal to Aston Villa.
That's the most difficult thing in the game to mark. That's what made Brian Robson, was this type of attacking of the penalty area. Comes from a long way, but just can't control his header. It's almost impossible to mark that.
And that was certainly direct from McClare for Hughes. He's reacted marvellously. Parker prodded at it. Just wasn't set. Hughes entitled to be disappointed. He'd made a lot out of very little.
He's a little bit unlucky. He did everything right, Mark Hughes here. The difficulty in controlling that, uses his arm a little and gets away with it. But watch the way he composes it. And the one thing the ball never did was sit down enough. He wants to hit it there, but look how high it bounces. And that forces him into the pass.
Mark Hughes has an excellent record against Aston Villa. He got the winner in this fixture here last season. And Giggs is offside.
No, he's not. I'll tell you what, it wasn't Giggs that's offside for me, Mark. I think it's Eric Cantona who just strayed a little bit, but I watched Ryan Giggs' run very closely, and the one thing he didn't look to me was offside. We don't get a great view of it from there, but look at the number 7 there. He's the one I think is offside. There we see it again. And there's, you think it's Cantona, but certainly for me, Giggs had timed his run to perfection.
Staunton in behind Manchester United for a fleeting second. Oh, a rueful reaction from Bruce. Gary Parker will take the corner for Aston Villa. Manchester United, who lost to a corner on Tuesday, and Schmeichel was uncertain, perhaps with that in his mind.
Well, the almost goal, the loss was almost identical, wasn't it? A corner came over, Peter Schmeichel came out against Oldham, didn't collect it. Little Adams was on the back post against Paul Parker. But just look at the way that Paul Parker's got a hold of Dean Saunders' shirt there.
Here's Giggs. And again. And Giggs has carved it out for himself. Bosnich. Oh, and it's as Aston Villa were a little slow to react then.
Well, they're furious at Brian Small because I think it's him again. There he goes. The left back, you see, playing everyone onside. And really, he's spoiled for choice here, Ryan Giggs. He can roll it to Brian McClair, who has an empty net, opts for the shot. But let's credit the goalkeeper. Spread himself very, very well.
Staunton. Here's Owen. And still off Bosnich. McClair. And whatever it hit of Mark Bosnich, it was a hard part of his body because the ball bounced away. A favourable distance as it turned out. There's a trip on Ince by Houghton.
It was another lovely piece of build-up football from Manchester United. Great little 1-2 between Irwin and Sharp. But again, I tell you what, the goalkeeper's earning his corn for Villa, isn't he?
Lee Sharp will take the free kick. Over Cantona. Steve Bruce saw where the ball might drop. And playing now like an old-fashioned winger. Bruce, Pallister, and Bosnich in control again, although he didn't really appreciate the attentions of McClair.
Well, that was easier than this one was. Look at Irwin's skill there. McGrath throws himself into the tackle. The goalkeeper does enough to get something in front of it.
Beautifully taken by Cantona. Hughes. Cantona again. Out of harm's way by Teal. Irwin. Cantona, McClair, and they've opened Aston Villa up yet again.
But this is a more difficult chance. Again, it's great build-up play from Manchester United. The movement's been excellent. Look at the way he pulls off of Sean Teal. He's so aware of McClair's position. And take it from me, that was a difficult volley.
Paul Parker's stability in terms of absence of injury has been an important factor in the way this Manchester United team have developed as the season's gone on. Parker was out for 6 months, of course, with those hamstring problems. Houghton. Well, Ray Houghton is one of those who knows that it takes a special durability to win this marathon. He and Kevin Richardson and Steve Staunton have lasted the course at other clubs. Manchester United's only championship medal winner made a smaller, though significant contribution over a couple of months with Leeds, Eric Cantona. Here is Cantona. Out-foxed by Teal. Half-time almost upon us.
Yes, it's been a half that's given us everything apart from a goal, isn't it?
And here's the main man responsible for that, really. Mark Bosnich delighted that Australia got through in the World Youth Tournament in his native land and celebrated here with a fine first half in the Villa goal against his old club. Villa started well, and Saunders and Houghton had early chances in a game that's been very open considering the circumstances. Cantona part of a concerted attacking effort from Manchester United.
Tonight, the action hots up in the Stones Bitter Championship when Warrington battle Halifax. Halifax have their sights on the Premiership, but they know Warrington will give them a fight on home ground. A classic confrontation in the big league tonight at 7 on Sky Sports.
What's that you're drinking?
Foster's.
I'll have a pint of that then, barman. Oh, I'm afraid I... Thanks.
Don't mention it.
I used to have money. Lots of money. Until 9:45 this morning, I earned a packet.
Don't talk to me about pride and principle.
Yes,
talk
sir.
to me about
Yes,
programs,
sir. Yes,
process,
sir. Yes.
procedures,
Yes.
profit.
No, sir. I used to have a fast car. That's somewhere near Eastbourne now. I had everything money could buy. Triple time zone watch, hand-stitched shoes, Italian designer suits, and of course the girls.
What? What?
What?
But I gave it all up.
You gave it all up. Wally,
Don't you just hate it when that happens?
you did say Eastbourne.
Foster's, don't you just love it?
Excuse me, have you been to any of Britain's theme parks recently?
No, but I've not exactly had the time, have I?
In this week's Daily Mirror, you can go free to top theme parks and attractions all over Britain. It's fun for all the family. A wonderful extravaganza of entertainment and excitement just for you. Everyone, well, almost everyone can join in.
We want to go to a theme park.
Make sure of your free days out by the Daily Mirror tomorrow.
I'm a Terminator.
Really real.
Get down.
But this time, there are two.
Stay down.
Go, now!
Hasta la vista, baby.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, Terminator 2. Tuesday.
Ron Atkinson, who was manager of Manchester United in 1984, when after 32 games they were top of the table and they finished fourth. The type of slump that has infuriated the fans here. We see the title as the ultimate trophy for all the cups that have been won in the knockout tournaments. Giggs. Kevin Richardson covering with due responsibility. A little slow to move to Cantona as he moved to receive the throw. Parker. It's behind Hughes and beyond Sharp. The cheers for Brian Robson warming up. Leclerc. Here's Hughes. Barrett showing what a fine defender he is. Remember, picked once by Graham Taylor for England in that tour to Australia and New Zealand.
I think we're fortunate today. I think we've got the two best English right backs in the Premier League on show today, in Paul Parker and El Barrett. I think they both had fabulous seasons.
Both challenging Lee Dixon. Will be determined to hang on to his England spot. Parker, who has been in the England squad this season. Gary Parker, that is. Cantona. It's another sweeping raid by Manchester United. Carried on by Cantona. Hughes was calling for a little layoff to the Frenchman's right. Here's Owen. Leclerc for Owen, and Bosnich blocks it with his body again. Sharp. Play on. Cantona coming in. Staunton trying to buy Villa some time. York, and maybe more than that. Parker. Well, it's an excellent response from Ron Atkinson's players when Manchester United, particularly through Cantona, were really bearing down on Bosnich's goal. York for Staunton. A spell here summing up the afternoon. Just too high for Saunders. Parker. United having to show how well they can defend. McGrath wanting to link up further forward. A show of initiative from him. It was Parker who met it defensively. Small. Now Staunton. It's a good try, it's a fantastic goal! A fabulous match here, and a goal worthy of the occasion from Steve Staunton for Aston Villa.
Well, it was going to take something special. Look at Ron Atkinson, you would think he was just out for a stroll there. But what Steve Staunton won't have done is scored any better goals than this in his life. One touch, takes aim, and Peter Schmeichel has absolutely no chance. Just watch that. Look at the strike from Steve Staunton. Quite magnificent.
And the goal coming after Aston Villa had really rallied at a time when Manchester United were striving to get the first goal themselves. And here comes Ince for Giggs, for Sharp. The response is instant. Cantona, and that was Teal, and where's it going to drop? It's behind for the corner.
Well, we wondered what we would get, Martin. It's more of the same, but this time, early in the second half, we have at last a goal.
Pallister, who of course helped it on for Manchester United's winning goal at Anfield. McGrath, it needed somebody with authority then for Aston Villa, and McGrath didn't fail them. Saunders shrugging aside Giggs, who wrestles him down.
That's great play from your striker when your team has been under a little bit of pressure from that corner. Just watch the way that Dean Saunders fights for his life here and gets his team a little bit of breathing space and a free kick.
Houghton. Here's Parker. Corner. For Manchester United point to recent matches here when they've been behind, to Sheffield United, to Southampton, and come back late in the day to win 3 points on both occasions. But this is a daunting task for them. And Schmeichel started to venture off his line again, and the ball passed beyond him.
It does seem a little bit uncertain, doesn't it, Peter Schmeichel from corners like that? But let's have another look at this wonderful strike. Again, it was a patient build-up. It's Brian Small who picks him out. There's no real right to shoot from there, let alone produce a finish of that quality.
Well, goal of the season is an overused expression because there are so many fine strikes. But this is certainly the game of the season. Quality of the goal in keeping with that.
The test for Manchester United is now, can they keep playing the way they have been playing for this first 55 minutes? Or will frustration start to go in?
McClare, as Cantona just tried to hold the ball up for him. Irwin. Villa have left two upfield if they do break, but getting the ball is the problem. Irwin, it might come Cantona's way here. 1-1. Is that the measure of a side that will finish as champions, to hit back so quickly against their closest rivals?
It's a perfect response from Alec Ferguson's team. The deflection plays an important part, but Brian Small doesn't do enough on the back post. Cantona nods it back, and Mark Hughes doesn't miss those. Great movement from Hughes, because he goes near post, it doesn't come to him, he shifts his position and again attacks the other near post. Great play from Hughes.
Well, Mark Hughes has helped himself at Villa's expense in the past. As I mentioned earlier, the winning goal here in this fixture last season. 5 goals in 2 games at Old Trafford against Villa in Hughes' first spell at the club. Here's Giggs. Old Trafford is rocking to the rafters here. Giggs!
Sky Sports' continuing coverage of the toughest golf circuit in the world, the US PGA Tour. This weekend, man of the moment, Storm Greg Norman will be looking for 2 in a row at the Honda Classic in Coral Springs, Florida. He'll be chased hard by a strong European contingent led by world #1 Nick Faldo. So join me, David Livingston, for live coverage of the final 2 rounds of the Honda Classic, starting tonight, exclusively on Sky Sports.
Gillette introduces the perfect way to start your shave. Gillette Series Shaving Gel. Advanced lubricants, easier razor glide, an incredibly smooth shave. There's no better gel than Gillette Series Gel.
Gillette, the best a man can get.
March 25th sees the launch of the Mondeo from Ford. You have until then to test drive the competition.
We go there.
We do that.
We go there.
We do that.
We go there.
We do that.
We don't go there.
We do that.
We go there.
We don't do that.
We go there.
We do that.
At Thomson, we spend 52 weeks a year making your 2 weeks perfect.
Hi, Mrs. Rossi.
I'm here about the weekend job.
What do you want here?
They started out as strangers.
Our destination is New York City.
I'm just gonna have to turn right around and come back.
But before the weekend's over...
Yeah.
She's not bad.
Ooh, bingo. Boy's alive.
They're going to feel like family.
I don't know whether they shoot you or adopt you.
It's not much of a choice, is it, sir?
Al Pacino.
I'm just getting warmed up.
Scent of a woman.
Oi, come on, life's always better in the sun. How do they get their stories? Now all can be revealed. Someone called me up and said, I'm the one who squealed. Will bureaucrats in Brussels unify the nations and standardise your sausage to meet the regulations in the sun? In the sun, in the sun. In the sun.
With each new day, you find a way to be your best.
Gillette Sensor for the best shave possible.
You know you gotta be a little better than the rest.
Sensor has spring-mounted twin blades that adjust to every detail of every face. Gillette Sensor. And now there's Gillette Series Aftershave Gel. It moisturizes so your face feels comfortable all day.
Gillette, the best a man can get.
And United, after 2 blanks against Villa at Villa Park, have found the way into the back of the Villa net. It's a terrific tackle on Gary Parker. Paul Parker. Cantona once involved again. Hughes trying to come in at the near post. Cantona working round the back. There's a real menace about Manchester United, and he's pointed for the goal kick.
Thought he made a meal of it, Eric Cantona. He looks to get, and he's looking to get in the box. Again, there's contact, and he does make a meal of that one, I felt. Thought the one in the first half was more of a penalty, seeing it again than that one.
Alan Gunn has been through this so many times. He's on his 2nd extra year on the refereeing list, beyond the usual automatic retirement age, and he's hoping for a further extension next season. The players haven't made it difficult for him today. They've wanted to perform, and who wouldn't on this stage, on this day?
And his 2 hardest decisions have been the penalty incidents, haven't they? The one in the first half and that one we've just seen. But apart from that, as you say, the players have got on with the job in hand of entertaining this huge crowd here and this huge TV audience at home.
Cantona. McClare. McClare again! We'd have to say at this stage, you'd back Manchester United to go on and win.
Well, some of their football's been breathtaking. And this is another super move. The way it's fed into feet. A little ball off to Giggs, whose diagonal run always troubles defences. Little laid back, suggestions of offside, but I think had that nestled in the bottom corner, there'd be no doubt Brian McClare would have been celebrating United taking the lead.
We should mention, of course, that Tony Daly is available to Aston Villa. Back after a severe knee injury, certainly short of match action, but he almost lasted the whole game against Tottenham on Wednesday when Aston Villa played very well but didn't win. Here they've been more and more on the receiving end despite Staunton's special goal, but they are drawing, and you feel they'd be quite happy to get that, but Daly represents an opportunity to attack on the break swiftly, but I would hope decisively. Daly's first task here, and it's always a risk making a substitution when your team is defending, but Tony Daly didn't let Villa down. The switch purely tactical. Sharp. Beaten by Barrett. It's been a good duel. There have been so many. Alistair with the speed to get across and track Saunders. Those quirks that when Dean Saunders has scored for Aston Villa in the Premier League, they've always won. Hasn't scored yet here, although he might have a chance here. And then the omen would have come into play.
I think Steve Bruce is just having a word with Paul Parker, maybe saying, well, why didn't you tell me he was there? Or why weren't you round and covering me? And he almost connects there, doesn't he?
Paul Parker. Cantona. Oh! Now Till could be in serious trouble here. Cantona got in behind the Aston Villa number 4. Ray Houghton recognising the danger signs, but the card that's out looks a yellow one from this angle.
What might be in Sean Till's favour is how wide this is. It's right on the edge of the 18-yard box. And I wonder if the referee will consider that's too wide to warrant a red card. Certainly, had it been in the middle of the goal, then it perhaps yellow may have turned to red in that situation.
But the barometer here is pointing in Manchester United's favour. That was another episode to indicate that Aston Villa are ill at ease at the moment. It's Ryan Giggs for Manchester United. Acrobatic, athletic. Bosnich, in truth, would expect to save it there. But it looks so exciting.
Yeah, it's straight above Mark Bosnich, and you wouldn't expect a goalkeeper to be beaten there. But mounting pressure from the Old Trafford side.
Alistair. Giggs. It's his angle again. Bosnich coming through the crowd, nowhere near it. Bruce. It was blocked from Ince. Aston Villa preserving the parity here.
Well, they got out of jail there. They really, really did. Again, it's a deflection that causes the problem, but Mark Bosnich tries to go through an awful lot of traffic there. Gets blocked, you see, with the number 10. Steve Bruce is looking for a penalty, and Paul Ince is foiled by Paul McGrath on the line.
Barrett. Parker within the proximity of Kevin Richardson then. And Ince making sure Manchester United don't lose their way. 4 in the middle for Giggs to try and find. McGrath eases it out. Hughes! Where was that bound for? McGrath made that question academic. Sharp. Villa stressed again. Hughes, and this time the header flies straight at Bosnich. And there's no rest because the ball is hurled up to York, who slips Bruce and suddenly finds an extra gear. Bailey, of course, has got that as well, but opts for the cross. I wonder whether Dennis Irwin did touch that. The answer is no, because it's a throw. Saunders was shaping for a volley and was obviously distracted by the jump rather than any deflection. Hughes, I think, was waiting because of the sun in his eyes. McGrath took a chance. Leclerc. Here's Irwin. Again, a willing runner forward. Sharp where you'd expect to find him. Cantona likewise in the centre, joined by McClare and by Giggs. Bosnich thinking, well, he might dismantle the goal if the danger was really looming.
He obviously knew exactly what he was doing, though, Mark Bosnich. Keeps his eye on it all the way, knows it's gone over.
Cantona. Here's Giggs. Very much on the left now. And 4 wearing red hang their heads in the centre. We can't expect him to get it right all the time.
No, I think that, I mean, we talk about the qualities of Ryan Giggs, and they're there for all to see. But the one thing I do think he will work on and will have to work on is his final ball. I think that's the difference between him and Lee Sharp. I do feel Lee Sharp has got a better quality into the penalty area than Ryan Giggs has at the moment. But at 19, and that's something he can learn and master. Tell you what, Martin, at times this season the Premier League's taken a little bit of stick from people about the quality, but you won't see a better game than this anywhere in the world. I think that's how good a standard it's been today. It's been fabulous.
Looking to our left, where we see commentators from all over the world, we shouldn't forget the attraction that English football does have. The time we tend to not what is closest to us. Small, who stood the test after a harrowing spell in the first half. Daly. Now, and Richardson had just kept the heartbeat going for Aston Villa. And Richardson! Oh. Well, after what Staunton did, you look very closely at everything from long range from Aston Villa.
Well, they back off. Look at them, the way they back off, and they say to Kevin Richardson, if you want to try your luck, then go ahead. And he did come very, very close. Look, we don't go and press the ball quick enough. And that just tempts Kevin Richardson, who comes very close.
Well, we're very close now to the result that Mike Walker and Norwich City want. But it's not over yet. Saunders. Well, you could see he was looking for something, spinning and swerving inside that far post. But there was no strength in the end. Fine tackle by Small. Oh, a stray one from Houghton, is it? York. And Barrett. And Aston Villa held their breath, but they've held on to get a point. They took the lead here with a stunning strike in a splendid game. But Alex Ferguson's team came back quickly through Mark Hughes. Handshakes all round, and rightly so. That really does epitomise the entertainment here, and the sportsmanship too. Hughes got the equaliser after Staunton had struck with arguably the goal of his life. It's still neck and neck, 61 points each now, 9 games to go. And don't forget Norwich City. A head-to-head here, in which every sinew has been stretched out on the pitch, every nerve exposed amongst the two sets of supporters. Mark Bosnich performed admirably on his return to Old Trafford. The ultimate significance of this showdown can only be judged at the end of the season. But Ron Atkinson can leave his old club today, his head held high. And Manchester United, I don't think, will be too bashful about what they've displayed.
So 1-1 here, and this is how the top of the FA Premier League looks after all that. Manchester United and Villa still locked together on 61 points apiece now. Norwich City in third place, just 2 points further back.